People say life never changes in a single moment, but they're wrong. Because one quiet evening, a man who thought the world had forgotten him was about to step into a moment that would change everything: his future, his dignity, and even the way justice looked at him. And he had absolutely no idea. Marcus lived a simple life, working long hours at a repair shop, stretching every coin to take care of his little sister. He didn't complain. He never blamed anyone. He believed that kindness mattered, even when life didn't return. At night, after finishing another exhausting shift, Marcus walked home through the dimly lit streets, humming softly to stay awake. The drizzle had made the roads slippery, and the city felt colder than usual. Just as he crossed an alleyway, he noticed a car pulled over, hazard lights blinking. A woman stood beside it, distressed, trying to make a call but clearly not getting a signal. Marcus hesitated for a moment. People rarely trusted him, and he was used to being judged by appearances. The woman looked shaken, and his conscience wouldn't let him walk away. He approached slowly, keeping his voice gentle. "Ma'am, do you need help?" he asked. The woman glanced up, startled but relieved to see someone willing to help. She explained that her tire had burst, and she was running late for something important. Without wasting a second, Marcus knelt down and began working on the tire. The rain soaked his clothes, the mud covered his hands, but he didn't stop until the job was done. The woman watched him closely, his patience, his calm, his honesty. She offered him money, but he refused with a smile. "Glad you're safe," he said. She thanked him sincerely, and Marcus walked away, unaware that she sat in the car for several minutes afterward, replaying his every word. What he didn't know was that the woman he had helped wasn't just anybody. She was the judge who would decide his fate in court the very next morning, though neither of them realized it yet. Some people say fate is a mystery. Others say it's a quiet force that places the right souls in the right moment. The next day, both Marcus and the woman he helped were about to discover how unexpected fate could truly be. Marcus woke early, nerves twisting in his stomach. Before, he had been accused of being involved in a minor shoplifting incident, something he didn't commit but happened to be. He didn't have resources, influence, or people to speak for him. He only had the truth. And today, a judge would decide whether he walked free or faced consequences he didn't deserve. Meanwhile, the woman from the night before, Judge Eleanor Hayes, prepared for her day in court with her usual calm, yet something lingered in her mind. Kept thinking about the kind stranger who helped her in the rain. His sincerity had struck her deeply, reminding her why she became a judge, to see the truth in people beyond appearances. When court began, Marcus stepped inside quietly. He kept his head lowered, trying not to draw attention. But when Judge Hayes entered the courtroom, he froze. Heart thumped. It was her, the same woman he had helped. His mind spun. Would she think he had known? Would she think it was intentional? Judge Hayes, too, paused ever so slightly when she recognized him. The man who repaired her tire, standing before her as a defendant. She didn't reveal her surprise, but inside, she felt a shift, suddenly seeing him not as a case file, but as a human being with kindness at his core. The prosecutor presented the evidence, minimal, unclear, full of assumption. Marcus listened, silent, praying that truth still mattered in the world. When his turn came to speak, he simply said, "I was in the wrong place, but I didn't do what they said." Judge Hayes studied him carefully, not through pity, but through the lens of the character she had witnessed the night before. Seen him help without being asked. She had seen humility, patience, and honesty. And now, she saw someone fighting quietly for justice, and in that moment, fate pushed both of them closer to a decision that would define everything. The courtroom felt heavier than usual, as if every breath carried the weight of destiny. Marcus stood still, hands clasped, hoping the truth would finally be stronger than circumstance. Judge Hayes took a deliberate pause before speaking, knowing the power her next words would hold. She reviewed the facts again, this time with a sharper eye. The accusations were vague, footage was blurry. The witness statements were uncertain. Nothing connected Marcus directly to the incident. And deep inside, she knew what fairness demanded. Before delivering her verdict, she addressed him calmly. "Marcus, yesterday you helped someone in need," she said, without revealing her identity. People reveal their true character when no one is watching. And sometimes, that character speaks louder than accusations. Marcus didn't understand what she meant, but her tone gave him hope he hadn't felt in years. Judge Hayes continued, her voice steady and firm. "There is insufficient evidence to charge you. You are free to go." The courtroom murmured. Marcus closed his eyes, tears forming, not from weakness but from relief that maybe the world still had space for justice. He turned quietly and stepped outside, feeling the weight lift from his shoulders. As he walked out, he found Judge Hayes waiting near the hallway. This time, she smiled warmly. "Marcus, I was the woman whose tire you fixed last night." His eyes widened in shock. I didn't know," he stuttered. "I know you didn't," she said gently. "Your kindness was genuine, and it reminded me that every decision I make affects real lives. Thank you for being the reminder." Marcus felt humbled, almost speechless. Extended her hand, not as a judge, but as someone grateful. "Keep believing in your goodness. The world needs people like you." That day, Marcus didn't just walk away a free man, he walked away with dignity restored. And Judge Hayes walked away with renewed faith in humanity. Sometimes, fate doesn't shout. It whispers, placing one act of kindness in the path of someone powerful enough to change a life, and that's exactly what happened.